polished to perfection. Oh my god. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. We're going to be doing a reading video today. We're going to be finishing Alchemised and we're going to be having a big sit down debrief. This will include spoilers, so if you haven't read it, enjoy reading it and then maybe head back to this video. Oh, I've got my hair tickling my neck. We're going to go through finishing it. So I'm a little bit into part 3, like 2 or 3 chapters. So I'm at page 878 and the book in total is 1030. So it's like around 150 pages, so like really not much at all. So we're going to finish it together. We're going to get my real-time reactions to finishing it, to Alchemised. I hope I said that. Alchemised by Sen Lin Yu. I've really enjoyed it so far. I struggled to get into it. I nearly DNF'd it at the start because I was struggling with the writing style. And it's quite academic, like the text, the way she describes things, quite academic. But part 2 was really, really good. And I don't know how part 3 is gonna go. I feel like it's gonna hurt my feelings and I'm a bit nervous about it. I've been tandem reading it alongside the audiobook, which has actually been really good. The audiobook's been one of my favourite audiobooks I've ever listened to, and I just read it like whatever chapter I'm at, like when I'm driving and doing jobs and things. And then after we finished it, we're going to do a sit-down debrief of my whole thoughts of the book, including spoilers, my thoughts and opinions, my favourite bits, my least favourite bits, all of that in between. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to move us over to the living room. We're going to get cosy in a blanket. I'm in a jumper and a dressing gown already with a cup of tea, which is in front of me. And we're going to read this book together. I'm actually really nervous. It's actually not as cold today, which is nice. Just gonna tuck myself into the corner with my blanket. I've got my iPad, which my stickers are just sliding. I need to blue tack them in place because I don't like to stick them because I like to interchange them. But I'm going to put music on in my headphones. Look at my purple beats to match my purple case because we love purple. And I like to listen to a playlist. It's definitely connected to my phone. Let's connect it to my iPad. There we go, it's connected. So I like to listen to a playlist called Music to Read To. It's on Spotify and it's made by the 5 Star Books. It's 7 hours and it's just got lots of fantasy, instrumental, tension building things. So we'll put that in my ears. And put that over there. I've just recently bought a reading journal. Now I have a purple book which is is a reading journal, but it's book reviews and things and my star rating and stuff. But I want to have a book almost like a diary. So I'm writing my thoughts as I go along, when I have moments that are ooh, what the hell? And you want to speak to somebody but I don't have anyone to speak to about it. Obviously I tell my boyfriend and my friends and stuff, but when you I either want to speak to somebody who's read it and understands, which I don't have but necessarily. So I've been writing it down just for Alchemised so far. It's a lovely green book and I've got a pink pen, so I'm writing in pink, which is nice and fun. So I've got that here with me. I've literally only written in it 3 times so far, but I think it has the potential to be really fun, something I can look back at and something I can look at do my reflections with. When we sit and do our debrief later, I'll probably read through what I've actually written when I was, because especially when your thoughts change so much when you're reading through a book, you know, like you don't often sit and feel the same thing throughout the whole book. I feel like when you get to the end, you can sometimes feel how you felt like as you go along, or especially with this mammoth of a book and like the twists and curves that we've had. So I've got them there. Oh, it looks so pretty. And then got my book, which is here. And then I have my cup of tea, which I've actually drank half of already. So I'm going to put my other earphone in, and then we're going to chapter 68. I'm nervous. It's time for the grand finale. I've been reading sort of inconsistently for the past like 2 to 3 hours with breaks in between. I'm on chapter 75, page 66. So I've got about 60 pages left. And we're going to read it together. She's still alive. Yay! I was really worried then that they were going to kill Amaris, but they haven't. Oh. I need to go get some fucking lip balm. My lips are so chapped. Got some plums. Honestly, it's taken me a lot of time to read like 100 pages. I'm still going. I think I've got like 15 left. In fact, it's taking me hours. Why is it taking me so long, Tavi? Oh my god. The two little children are gonna grow up together. They killed him. They did it! Stop! He killed him. The alchemy tower's collapsed. Oh, she survived. Oh my god, I thought they fucking killed her then. Oh my god. No, it's the dog. The dog got me. The dog. As Lila and Paul rode away, Indid sat on the cliff holding Corporal crying. Oh. years later. She's reading her history of her parents. Stop. I hope it depicts them well. She was a non-active member of the Order of the Eternal Flame and did not fight. Oh. I'm gobsmacked. I'm actually gobsmacked. Yo, what's the date today? My pen keeps running out. Honestly, just looking at that quote again, the end, like the whole thing coming down to it being the picture at solstice, and she was a non-active member of the Order of the Eternal Flame and did not fight, when literally the whole book, 1,000 pages, is of her fighting the war. Oh my god, it's so emotional. Oh my gosh. I did not expect to love this book as much. I knew it was going to be good because people had said it was going to be great. But like, I read the part one and was like, how the fuck am I going to enjoy this? Like, one, I couldn't get into the writing style, and the shit that was going on was so fucked up. I was like, this is like horrifically dark. And now it's like a treasured possession. Oh, I need to decompress, and then we'll have a debrief. Once I've collected myself, we can go through my thoughts that I've written as I've been reading. And I can have a bit more of a clear head about what I want to debrief about. I almost want to reread it and like get all the points because, oh, it's beautifully written. Like, it's a crafted, like, the way she's written. What is gonna be better than that now? Read of the year. Read of the year. Oh. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back. It's been about 5 seconds for you. It's been a couple of days for me since finishing Alchemised, which is at the top. Let me get her down. Here she is, the woman of the moment. She's a beauty. She's thick, she's chunky. She's like one of the only hardbacks I've actually got in my collection. And the biggest book I own. And yeah, so when did I finish it? Must have been Sunday. It's now Wednesday, so it's been like 3 days. Let's dive into a review, a recap of my thoughts and feelings after finishing it. I'm going to get my little reading diary out, which is over here. Got my gorgeous little teapot. And then my little coaster I've knit around. And then we've got my reading journal. I haven't actually written in my ratings, my review journal yet. Or I haven't done a review on Fable yet. I've just marked it as finished. But we're going to read through what I wrote down while I was reading this book. So, I started on the 1st of November, so the 8th of November. I started reading Alchemised at the start of October. Was thinking it's a dark romance fantasy book. It's huge. The paperback is 1,000 pages. I've nearly DNF'd it twice. First, because the start was written very complex, with lots of new terminology. I think we were meant to be confused because she'd lost her memories. I kept hearing such great things though, so I stuck it out. I was just starting to get into the story when a horrific scene happened. If you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to talk about it on here, but it's like seriously horrific. They both had to make the decision to try for pregnancy because the two of them, or she, between the two of them, or she would be sent to Central and basically be raped worse. It was horrible to read, and I don't know how the romance will ever go back. I feel like it's been massively over-romanticised as a dark romance, almost like a fictional. I don't know what I've written here. I feel like it's been massively over-romanticised as a dark romance, almost like a fictional guilty pleasure, but it's so much more than that. If I knew it was going to be like this, like The Handmaid's Tale, I might not have picked it up. Part 2 is also better. it's basically like starting a new book. It keeps giving me whiplash because he's somewhat nice and then he's not. And she's being so mistreated by both sides. It's really sad. I'm about 40% in, which is around 400 pages, so nearly halfway. I'm listening to the audiobook as well because otherwise it's going to take so long to read it. And after work, the complex worlds are difficult to read. I feel bad for wanting them to fall for each other. We shall see how the book goes over the next week. So, yeah, it sums up a good section of my thought process while reading the book, to be honest. Basically, I was expecting it to be like a dark fantasy, dark romance with like dark themes, but it's almost like, I don't know, like a lot of the genre, the romance and the dark romance and the dark fantasy, it is romanticized. We like them. I like them. I enjoy reading them. And I thought this was going to be similar, but it was not. Like, I was like, my emotions were torn to pieces, and I did feel like a guilt of being like, wanting that, like, I like it because it's not real, you know, where this felt so real. I think that's the problem, isn't it? It's like we all like dark romance and fantasy romance, but if it was real life, I wouldn't want it. Like half the books I've read, I don't want that in real life, but it's fiction. That's the point of reading, right? We're reading about something that's not real, but this felt like crazy real, and it was just traumatizing reading it. Yeah, the world building at the start was really difficult because it was so complex. The words were difficult, and the writing style was struggling to get into it because she writ it like, the way I describe it is, if a scientific article was written in a book, that's what it would be like. But yeah, I got into it and it started to get better, and yeah, starting part 2 was like basically starting an entire new book, and it was really difficult because I kept being like dragged back to like the end of part 1 where obviously like the horrific things happened, and I was just like, oh, like I feel bad for wanting them to fall for each other, knowing what's already happened in the future. It was really, yeah, but it was beautifully written. On the 11th, I've listened to a large amount of the audiobook. I'm up to 600 pages. I have lots of quotes I've been taking pictures of. So I've got, "This isn't your war." "She looked up and realised she found him handsome." "You're like a rose in a graveyard." That's the like the famous one from the book. I didn't love that one as much, but it's still a good quote. "If anyone had told me you'd become so lovely, I would have never come near you. If you don't want me to kiss you, you should say so now." "All right then, but only because you asked." "Anyway, I brought you a present." And it was like, I brought you a present, and it was like the middle of the war, and it was just like, I just felt they found so much comfort in each other. Yeah, without even realising it, especially at the start. "I can't care for someone again. I can't take it." I've written, "Heartbreaking story. I think we are getting closer to where the memories aren't forgotten. So when she went into the tank, it's nowhere near a romance still, just a corrupt war." Yeah, it was fucking corrupt. The whole thing was just ridiculous. I literally can't believe it. I was reading it like... And she knew it. I believe she knew that they were using her, but she just didn't know what else to do. So, like, you know, I've never been in war, but I imagine you cling to whatever you can to give you some sort of hope, and her hope was that the people she was doing it for loved her and believed in her and valued her, and it was only after finding somebody who actually loved her, actually valued her, and actually cared about her did she realise that they didn't actually, that wasn't true. And then she had to go through the whole reason of like finding out and being lonely because she's convinced herself of this, that she convinced herself the eternal flame was on her side to get her through, and then she'd been basically like, her lies to herself had been unravelled, and she'd come head first with the decision of, well, shit, they don't love me, they don't respect me, and they don't value me. It was just so hard. The 14th, I wrote, my heart hasn't broken like this since reading Throne of Glass final book, which is, what is it? Kingdom of Ash. I couldn't remember the title when I was writing it. How it all happened, exclamation mark. Her being put into the tank like that, and Cain burning the ring, never knowing where she would have gone. Oh my god, you're like, yeah. Her hand, oh, here's a quote. Her left hand was burning the ring. Her heart stalled. End of part 2, exclamation mark. Honestly, so amazing. Simple but so complex. Like, it was the fattest book ever. It was so complex, but I mean, after the start, which was really difficult to read, it actually became so simple. Like, it was just the way she wrote it. It was just like perfectly mapped out. There was no confusion. There was no kinks. There was no, oh, that didn't make sense in the plot. Like, it was polished to perfection. I put, oh my gosh, what happens now? I can't wait to see how they reunite, but I worry they will both react in ways that will hurt my feelings. Yeah, I was literally like, I really want it to go one way, but I was a bit like, but going back to the present after knowing what had happened in part 1 was like, I've got 15th, I finished Alchemised. It's as happy of an ending as I think we could get. It's heartbreaking that they survived, but became ghosts of people, not really knowing how to like. I think I meant live. It's heartbreaking that they survived, but became ghosts of people, not really knowing how to live. Yeah, it feels like they were setting up for history to repeat itself, because I felt like the kids, and it was just, everyone was just going to go back, and they set up the institute again, and I was just like, honestly, I just wanted the whole place to burn. The ending bringing only a picture of Helena. Oh my god, yeah, the ending of being only a picture of Helena left. She was a non-active member of the Order of the Eternal Flame and did not fight. I literally can't, gobsmacked that after everything, that was what was left. And that was what it all boiled down to, was the only thing that people remembered of her was a picture. It was her only entry, and she was a non-active member. Where the whole book was her fighting. Honestly, 5-star read. If you told me at the start of reading this that I was going to say it's 5 stars, I would be like, you're joking. Like, there's no way this is going to be 5 stars. 1, because I couldn't get into the writing. 2, because the fucking shit show of the trauma that was in that fucking book. But 5 stars. It's phenomenal. The writing, the way she told the story, the importance of the story, the characters, loved it. Loved it. And I know that Manacled was like a pretty famous, really, fanfic of Hermione and Draco, and I've been wanting to read it, but I just never really read it. But I didn't know going into Alchemised that it was the, her published version, as in but it's got no relation to Harry Potter and Hogwarts at all. Like, I could be like, oh, maybe that's that person, like, but there's literally no, like, there's no parallels, really, I don't think. Because it's just its complete, unique own story. Oh, it's beautiful. It's literally beautiful. And now I don't know what to do with myself. Because, like, it was so good. And it wasn't even, like, it was a romance in the end, but even then, oh, it's so good, and I love the two of them together, and even after everything, they worked through their things, but they worked through it in a way that was realistic, and the outcome was realistic. And I think it was only realistic because of what they'd been through together and what they'd experienced. And the fact that they'd experienced it together. And it's the fact that the daughter goes back in the end, and yeah. Oh, but the bit where she goes into the tank and Kane's burning the ring, I was like, that's heartbreaking. She can't burn it back. Imagine just like, and the description of her going into the stasis tank, I would freak out. Like, I don't think I would survive. I think I would have like cardiac arrest. Because oh my god, terrifying. Like, what the fuck? Awful. Awful. I don't even know what I do. I don't even know what I do. So I've got some books on order from Vinted. I've got, can't remember what it's called. I'll have to get it up on my tablet. It's like The King of, it's like a vampire dark romance. Let's have a look. Because I tried to read Empire of the Vampire, but it's basically it's like a dude sat talking about his life, and I was like, no, I don't want to read that. So I think I'm gonna have to sell it, because I generally, like, there's no part of me that wants to read a story where somebody's just talking about something, like two people talking about it. And it's different if it's like, okay, now let's live it. But I googled it and ChatGPT said that, yeah, that's like the whole book, and I'm a bit like, what? King of, oh no, I don't know what it's called. And I'm recording on my phone, so I can't even check my Vinted because I'm using it. History. Tuesday. I literally can't find it. I'll put a picture of it on the screen when I'm editing. But, so I'm going to read that next because as I said, it's attempt reading Empire of the Vampire. Can't get into it. There's no part of me that wants to pick up the Shadowhunters, even though I've just bought them. And then I've got Dark Fever, which I've literally only finished first book, but I don't really want to read that either. I started reading Diabound on my Kindle because I've heard great things about that one too, but she was really cringing me out. I read like a chapter, and like just the way she was narrating, it was just like, I don't know, she was just felt a bit cocky and a bit indisgenuine. I love a cocky FMC, but it just wasn't for me. Anyway, I downloaded this book on my phone, was like, oh, I'll just read like a chapter of a book until I find one that gives me good vibes, and I started reading this one and was like, yeah. So I bought book 1 and 2 for £5 off Vinted, because 1, it's cheaper, 2, it's good for the environment to recycle books, and they've never been read. She'd never read them, so they're basically going to be brand new. And I've got my iPad, all my stickers are still sliding. I actually have opened an Etsy shop. This is really random. I've got Pokemon cards things on there, but I'm also going to sell stickers, and I'm going to do bookish stickers, and the only ones that I've made so far are these little library cards. There's a little library cards, and it says, gives access to heartbreak material, worlds to escape to, and a sprinkle of magic. And I've made them myself, and they've got little cat like ID thing, and it's like access for one library card, and you can have it in like whatever colour kind of suits your aesthetic. My pink one I fucked up a bit because it's got a little crease, but basically I'll do them to make to order. So these ones are like mine, and then when they're ordered, I'll make you like a brand new sticker and I print it out. So I'm gonna make other. I need to reprint the pink one because that's the one I want, and I fucked up the sticky thing on it. I have also made some Alchemised stickers. So we've got Kane Ferren, as best as I could kind of do him, really. I hope he does him justice. I've just done like a basic hollow. I've not done like a star effect. And then I've got Helena Marino. This one I also fucked up a bit because I got stuff stuck under the holographic thing. So there's like little bits of dust on her face, so you can kind of see it. And they're also, but again, as I said, if somebody orders it, I'll make them a new one, which won't have anything fucked up on it. But these are, I just made these today. They're just like my first attempt. So I'm going to print out this one again and do the holographic again, and then I'm going to print out the pink library card again. They're really difficult to take pictures of because they're so shiny. They don't pick up very well on picture, but I swear you can read it when it's in front of you, but you can't see the text very well on the picture. Hey, it's all a learning curve, isn't it? It's all a learning curve. Some others, just out of, if you're interested, I've done some Apothecary Diaries ones. I've got some of Jinshi. This probably is my least favourite. I did it a bit too big, so I'll probably make it a bit smaller when I print it out. And so I've got some Jinshi ones. And then these are probably my favourites. I've got some Mau Mau stickers. I got this one. This one. That one. So I'm probably gonna put them in my something in my case probably. But yeah, they're my Alchemised stickers and my books, my library card stickers. It's just like cute to have like them in your, you know, I love a sticker. I literally freaking love stickers, if you can't tell. My Kindle used to be covered in stickers, but it's not anymore because I'm just not really vibing with it. And I have a whole, ouch, the radiator's on. I have a whole box here. If I take my little gems out, this entire box is literally full of stickers, which I just swap in and out. Although that was a picture of me and my sisters. So I also made tiny stick. Oh, that was a tiny Mau Mau, but I think it's better larger, so I did them larger. So that's my little side update. I tried to make some other Alchemised stickers, but I didn't like them as much as the ones of him and her. So I haven't printed any out, but we'll see. I might do some in the future. It's a work in progress. It's currently, the shop is currently called Wisp Pink. Whether that will stay like that, I'm not really sure at the moment. Anyway, I feel like that was a rather large tangent. But yeah, we've come to the end of the video, I think. That was me finishing Alchemised and my sort of thoughts, I guess. To be honest, I kind of was a bit like I finished it and it was so much to digest. I was like, oh, I don't even know where to start. I almost want to reread it and make notes about it now I've read the whole thing, but I'm not going to be doing that. So, I hope you've enjoyed. Please consider subscribing if you did enjoy. Stay tuned for my next video. I post book things on Sundays and Pokemon things on Saturdays. At the moment anyway. My schedule may change, but that's what I'm doing at the moment. What a phenomenal book. Okay, bye. See you next week. Thanks for watching.